Right now, Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, powered by FanDuel Sportsbook.
All right, Ken, thanks very much. Good evening, everyone. It is a Tuesday night edition of the program. Welcome to the Fan Cave, and we take your opinions here nightly at 412-575-2600. You can also text us, actually tweet us. Texting won't work. Tweet us at KDPomp at the Pony Express. I may give out your phone number by the time this night is over, Andrew, the way I'm going here. Andrew Fillipponi up at 93.7 The Fan. So we saw draft pick finally signed and Alex Highsmith. It's taken some time for the Steelers to do that for a lot of different reasons, but we also saw the Players Association tonight decide that they are going to accept this no preseason. And a guy like Highsmith, who we're looking at video here, this is critical for a guy like that. He's not going to get any on-field playing time other than some practices at training camp, and I'm not so sure how tough those practices will be since the league, the Players Association doesn't want 11 on 11. You know, they've already gotten rid of a lot of tackling over the years, Andrew. I mean, what is this going to look like as we head into the regular season if it should be played, and I'm hopeful it will?
Yeah, I think it's going to be harder for somebody who's totally off the radar, Bob, like Dax Raymond, who signed today. The guy whose name, Bob, he was put on this earth to have you describe him break off a 15-yard reception in a preseason game. I can just hear that. Dax Raymond. In Carolina, I could picture it now. Yeah. You going through
from
the
JT Barrett, who makes a run to get the backup quarterback spot away from Paxton Lynch. Who knows what else? I don't know. Yeah, but you're right.
Bob, you do such an unbelievable job, and those games are so hard because the rosters are just so enormous and massive. But yeah, I think it's going to be hard for somebody to come off the radar. We had Arthur Moats on our show today, who I think does a fantastic job analyzing the Steelers. He made a good point, Bob. He brought up, in a situation like this now, no game film. He was a 6th-round pick. He said, my training camp was so bad my first year, I would have been cut by the Bills. I would have had no NFL career. It would have been very hard for him to get one. And he said, in that situation, I bet teams go with the veteran over the rookie. And I brought up today on the show, how about a guy like Kareth White versus Anthony McFarland? A battle like that to be the home run hitter behind James Conner. We've seen Kareth White do it in NFL games. We've got no clue about somebody like Anthony McFarland. So could that now be a situation where the incumbent beats out the middle or late round Steelers draft pick? I think those are the types of battles, Bob, that now coaches are going to have to make tougher decisions because they don't have as much to go by.
I agree with that. And the edge would go to Kareth White because they know him. They feel more comfortable with him, even though McFarland was somebody they liked. But you have nothing on him other than what you saw in college, and you don't necessarily know. You don't get the value of those preseason games, which I do believe have value, especially to coaches. But we'll see how it goes. But so far, the players have gotten their way. I got to believe there's another part of this negotiation we're not hearing about that the owners will like. It has to do, I'm sure, with money moving forward and some of the losses they will incur. But let's also talk about, Andrew, the Pirates, who lost to the Cleveland Indians last night, 11-7. There were 8 total home runs, 1 from Phillip Evans, a guy they like, 4 Pirates hit. But I thought, and here it is, by the way, as he crushed this to left center field. Now, Phillip Evans is a guy nobody knows, but they happen to like what they see in him, and they have refused to go out and get other bats. Derek Dietrich is out there. Apparently they're not interested in him.
Josh Harrison got cut tonight.
I saw that. And your man Yasiel Puig didn't sign with Atlanta because he got COVID-19, which I don't understand how that would stop him from signing, but apparently it did. Anyway, they're going to go with what they have. But I wanted to ask you about what we saw last night in outfield because it was Cole Tucker who made a really good catch. We showed that highlight. And that's not an easy play in left center field for someone who's never done it. And I thought he looked pretty good doing it.
I'd play him. I think the Pirates through their offseason, Bob. Yeah, I'd start him in center field.
Wow.
Yeah, I'd start him in center. I mean, this team's tanking. They're rebuilding. They're not trying to win. None of their moves this offseason, even after the 60-game season was established, nothing shows me that they care about going for it in 2020. So you don't have a AAA team. You don't have a minor league games to get guys reps and at-bats. Bob, what do you have to gain with guys like Gerard Dyson and Guillermo Heredia out in center field? We know what those guys are. They're either bench players or journeymen. You got to figure out if Cole Tucker can play at this level, and he's not going to be at shortstop because of Kevin Newman. He's never played third base. I mean, I would play him in center and see if he's good enough to man the position defensively. And you also got to figure out if he can hit major league pitching at some point, Bob.
Which has been erratic, and it takes some time to get acclimated to that, no doubt. Hey, I've heard of worse ideas, and you're right. Dyson is a journeyman, and he was kind of a last-ditch effort to get in here. He didn't even want to sign here because he ended up doing it because he claimed it was the only offer he got. So Cole Tucker is a guy who's willing to learn. I think that's rather interesting.
What do you have to lose, Bob? If he's not good out there defensively, okay, you figure it out. He's not a center fielder.
He showed me something last night. I thought that was a really good read on that play, even though he kind of slid awkwardly on the warning track. All right, we got a lot to get into. One note here about hole-in-ones, and a lot of people have been texting me and getting in touch with me, so every now and then I will mention hole-in-ones. And we saw one from Edgewood Country Club from Dan Puntil of Franklin Park, number 5, 5-iron, 168 yards. I thought when I saw this that it would be Rich Walsh because he's playing a lot of golf these days, but no, he didn't get a hole-in-one, but I'm sure he will. 412-575-2600, that is the number to call. Andrew and I will be back to take your calls and opinions as we just get started now. It's the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call, Pittsburgh CW, 7 nights a week. We'll be right back.